Hit the like button, hit the like button, hit the like button, please.
Little black dress 좀 신선하게 원옥주 홍대 좀 저축을 깠지 I know your friends 해 불러 올래 어둠 많은데 Little black dress 좀 신선
Here we introduce patience.
You've been listening to share like literally daily, right? Did all of the things. Before I even get started, like one thing I had to work on is my own emotions. Like I know that I have to like figure that out. I've been in therapy, I'm divorced, whatever. So I live in the Washington, D.C. area. Met this guy. He lives an hour away from me in Baltimore. He's definitely in the 1%. We're both Nigerian. He comes out the gate like talking about his expectations. And he asked me, what do I want? Like he tells me he has a list. You know, he asked me, what do I want? And I just said an unlimited Amex. Like I felt like that was just, you know, I can cover everything else, right? So he was like, okay, fine.
You told him when he set his expectations, you just said flat out, unlimited Amex to him.
Yes, because his vibe is like he really wants a support, you know, like a wife, kind of like all the things, like a really feminine, submissive woman, right? He's very clear about what he wants. He's divorced as well. So he was just telling me what he wants, like straight up, he wants like 2 more kids, you know, just like literally listing things.
2 more kids. He wants 2 more, so he already has children.
Yes, he does have kids. So he's not that much older than me though. And like, I feel like usually hypergamous relationships work with people who are much older than you. He's 6 years older than me. So I didn't know if the age gap was like big enough, but he was really into me. So I went with that. We went on several dates. The first date, he came to me. Again, we live an hour away. The second date, I agreed to go to him. The third date, he was supposed to come to me, but something happened. He was just getting off a plane. I was just like, oh my God, I could come to you. I shouldn't have done that. I went to him. Fourth date, he's like, okay. He sends me the link for the place. It's beautiful. I look at the address. It's where he's at. And I was like, I can't come to where you are. Like, he's like, why not? I was like, I have a nail in my tire. The next day, he replaced it. He like tells me to go to the spot over the phone, pays for 4 brand new tires, right? So I'm like, okay, perfect. I could come to you. That's fine, right? That night, he asked me to be his girlfriend. Elated. I'm like, everything I've been doing is perfect. Like, I love it. I'm so happy. Like, I feel comfortable in the idea of having, I don't want to say transactional relationship. Like I was kind of judging myself at a time for like wanting this hypergamous relationship and not wanting to like fall in love and like Disney story and all that kind of stuff. I was judging myself, but I think I'm more comfortable in like knowing what the expectations are, knowing what you're going to give, what I'm going to give, right? So as he's asked me to be his girlfriend, he's again listing out his like Ashley, he's like, you have to stay in the gym. You have to learn how to cook my traditional food because we're both Nigerian, you know, and other things. I'm like, okay, cool. He asked me again, what do I want?
What are the other things? Just go down the list.
I don't remember everything because they were kind of basic, honestly. They weren't like crazy, but the only 2 things that stood out was like my weight or like staying in the gym, his favorite soup, and don't be clingy. Sometimes he comes back from work, he just wants his own space. Like he literally said that, he was just like, you know, you don't have to be all in my face, go watch Netflix, go shopping, do whatever you want. Like, that's what he said. And I'm like, okay, bet. So he's leading with money, okay? He's always talking about money, right? Awesome. So that night, like I hadn't slept with him, like even with the tires and everything, I hadn't slept with him until he asked me to be his girlfriend. I sleep with him.
So that's the oldest trick in the book, honey. The oldest. He get you, gotcha. See, this
is what I feel. Okay, all right. I think I already know what you're about to say, but
why is she straight goofy? I don't understand. How you goofy? How old is she? How old are you? You ain't taking this shit seriously. You're supposed to have more control of yourself. If this is the type of relationship that you want to occur, you need to have a little bit more control. Don't no goddamn man want no impulsive, flighty, goofy female that he has for one thing in his household. Cook some food, Get your ass in the bedroom, keep your ass in the gym, shut the fuck up. She over there scatterbrain. I'd be like, no, hell no. I hit it once and then you got to go. Cause you scaring me with all this goddamn talk. You want to talk, you want to engage me. Motherfucker, that's all he got to say to Heathen Queen. Do I get the this how the conversation go? You got unlimited Amex? Yes, I do. I want you to cook. I want you to clean. I want you to be beautiful. Stay your ass in the gym. Stay the fuck out of my face. Do your shopping. Do your this, that, and the third. Okay, I understand the motherfucking assignment.
But so the next day, like he asked me to work from home from his place, which I love because he has like a beautiful like penthouse, like overlooking the harbor. It's gorgeous. Like who doesn't want to work from there? That day too, loves my dog loves him, my dog loves the place. It was great. Like he let the dog sleep in the bed and everything. It was fine. Which I, thought he was not gonna like that because my dog sleeps with me, but it was fine. So I have my own business. So I'm on calls in the morning. He came from the gym. I heard him come and leave. He texted me that he left. And I was going to say to him, like, can you leave the card on the table in case I want to go out and get lunch or something like that?
Okay, so just so we're clear about where we are with the story, you go to his house the night he decides to make it official. You're his girlfriend. You finally cross that line. You have sex. You are intimate. The next morning you wake up. He's on a call. You're in the gym. You got to stay fit. You come back upstairs. He's about to head out. So you're like, hey, babes, you can call him babes now because you guys are together. Can you leave the card on the table? This is where we are in the story.
This is where we are, but except for it's switched. I'm already on the call. I wanted to say to him to leave the card on the table, but I was on a call. So he just texted me that he was leaving because he didn't want to come into the camera where I was at. So he just texted me, have a good day, whatever. And so I didn't get a chance to ask him for anything. Ashley, this man is kind of intimidating to me, okay? He has a very fancy house, not to sound like ratchet or anything, but you know how you pull out the trash can and it has either trash or recycling? He has 4 different compartments. So I'm not a cleaner or whatever. He has a chef, he has a maid, he has a designer, he has all of the things. So I don't really know exactly where I fit in to this, and we'll just put a pin in that. But I didn't really...
Before you go further, it sounds like you're saying you don't feel like you're enough for him. That's what that sounds like to me, but we can keep going before we go back to that.
I'm not gonna throw that out. I kind of talked to my therapist about this a little bit too, and they feel like I feel like I don't deserve this, which I don't think is inaccurate as well. I think I just did all the things. I usually look cuter than this, I know. But I feel like whatever. So I'm just in his house kind of feeling nervous. I think he makes me nervous. He's very intimidating. He's a big boss, whatever. He calls me. I'm actually in therapy and he's just like, oh, what's up? How was your day? And I was like, oh, I'm about to leave. He was like, oh, I wanted you to stay. And then I was like, well, I haven't showered yet. He's like, ew, and we're joking around. So I hang up the phone. And then after therapy, I decide maybe I shouldn't leave because he said he wanted me to stay, right? So I eat my leftovers from dinner the night before and take a shower and I'm just watching Netflix. He comes in hesitantly to the room and is pissed or something like that. And I'm just like, okay, maybe he had a bad day at work. I'm not going to get in my head about it because, I have anxiety. I'm just like, okay, let me just not even.
Okay, now we know where the fuck she fucked up at. This is how it goes. This is how it goes. This is what she did. She did all of the things she needed to do for her if she's single. She did all of those things. Took a shower, did her work, laid up watching Netflix. She chilling. But what didn't she do? Ain't no rich man trying to come home and see you laid up watching Netflix. See, what Heathen Queen would have did was I'd have ordered me some hot ass fucking lingerie on me. hot ass lingerie on me. Had that shit delivered. When he walked in the door, I'd have been laid up on the motherfucking counter with my legs open. Fuck you doing? Fuck is going on? And he got this kind of money. And you don't know what the fuck he want. And the food that he want to eat be laid all over me. I be surrounded by all kinds of fucking plates. I need you to taste this. Fuck you mean you sitting there watching the Netflix? I'm calling it before we get done with this goddamn video. I'm calling it. All that shit would have been on me. Oh, hell yeah. Hell yeah. Some of y'all ask for the 1%, but you don't know what the fuck to do with the 1%. The 1% is rarefied air, and I'm here for that motherfucker.
Think too much about it. He goes downstairs. He's like, oh, I didn't know you were gonna be here, stuff like that. And I was just like, oh, like, you know, I thought, I mean, I don't remember what I said, to be honest. He's like, well, I have like jerk chicken downstairs. So he goes down. I'm like, naturally, I want to go down and be like, how was your day? Da, da, da. But I didn't. I just stayed in the room because he was saying that he doesn't like all of that after work. So he comes back upstairs, gets in the bed, falls asleep like immediately, right?
So not even acknowledging like, hey babe, come cuddle next to me. Like he doesn't grab you, he doesn't touch you.
No, we cuddle, but he like, you know, I go over to him and cuddle with him.
Okay,
and
she treating him like she been dealing with him for months and years at a time. That's the kind of shit you do when you've been in the relationship for a minute and they understand your ifs, ands, buts, wishes, and all that other shit. That ain't how you act the second day you over there and you done had sex. Only one night worth of sex. You doing everything you can to throw that shit in his face. Yeah, you picked the right one. You picked the right one over here. I'd have been looking at her like, you couldn't even come down in no goddamn lingerie. I'd have been downstairs if that was the case, I'd have been downstairs in some lingerie, sitting on the couch, doing some wild shit with my legs. You upstairs in the bed, got fucking sweat clothes on. The fuck?
Okay. No. So I'm asking, there's a reason I'm asking this. So he gets in the bed, almost turns his back to you, and you're laying there. Or okay, go ahead.
It was fine. It was normal.
Okay, it was normal. Okay.
But he falls asleep though, quite quick. He asked me like if I was still watching the thing. He changes the channel and falls asleep. And then in the morning, like in the middle of the night, we like cuddle. He pulls me to the, stuff like that. But he doesn't like initiate sex with me or anything like that. In the morning, it's like he woke up, like he opened his eyes and put his feet on the floor in like the same motion. And then I was kind of in and out of sleep, thinking maybe he went to the bathroom, but he just never comes back. And I was just like, okay. So I texted him.
Comes back.
Bitch, you should have been up before him. You should have been in the bathroom. You should have been waiting. Can I take care of you this morning, babe? You good? You good? Can I take care of you? Motherfucker. You don't know what comes with being a 1%er female. Y'all don't know what the fuck to do. Wow. Ain't no way he would have walked out that motherfucking house, came in the house from work and left to go to work, and I wasn't touching his junk at some particular point. Even at 3 o'clock in the morning, you should have been stroking something. The fuck?
So he got up out the bed at his usual time, because it sounds like he has a routine.
Yeah.
He got up, got himself together, and walks out his house and just leaves you in the bed. Doesn't say anything to you.
Nothing. So I feel like I was asleep though. He thought I was asleep. So, and I kind of was in and out of sleep. And so I texted him, are you at the gym? Like I packed up all my stuff ready to go, because I was like, maybe I'm like annoying him or something like that. So like being here for too long, I don't know. So I was just like, let me just get my shit So I texted him, hey, I'm leaving. And then he was kind of upset that I was leaving without saying goodbye to him or whatever. But it all was cool still, right? So yeah, I'm also, because he was like, oh my God, we're snoring so much. He sent me like a gif of like whatever, this ugly snoring person. And I was like, who took a picture of you sleeping? It was funny. We were just joking around. What?
He seems like a very particular guy. Like for him to joke about the bath thing, for him to joke about the snoring thing, it sounds like he likes his woman like he only wants to see a woman in this cookie cutter form. I could be wrong, but he doesn't want to see that too soon. It's a lot of things I want to say, but I'll let you keep going.
And so basically, I was very dumb, very, very, very dumb. And I thought everything was cool. And he had already sent me like a card to use for something else. And so I asked him if I could use it for another thing. And like the messaging was just like, after that was just sparse. And then finally the next day he he sent me a very long message about how things were kind of like how he didn't like what things looked like when he got home. I didn't tell him that I was still there, and that asking to use his card was very selfish, and that he doesn't think it's gonna work. And I got really upset, like very upset.
How you got upset? You don't have no motherfucking feelings when you dealing with the 1%. Fuck your feelings. You fumbled the ball. Make it make sense. These simple chicks out here getting the motherfucking ball placed in their hands and then they drop that motherfucker. They dropped that motherfucker. I would have at least went on motherfucking YouTube and said, what do the rich people do in the morning? Or I would have Googled one of these TikTok bitches. What do I do if I'm a stay-at-home woman? If my man makes enough money and I got to stay, I would have Googled the TikTok. If I didn't know, I would have Googled some TikTok bitches or some shit. Because I know there's some white girls on there saying, this is what I do when my boyfriend goes to work and he has a lot of money. This is what I do all day. I clean, I cook, I dress, I make sure I look like a hot-ass piece of pussy when he walk in the door. Period. What you doing? And it ain't like you're a motherfucking 10. You're a 4. Adjustable. What the fuck? Make it make sense.
And I was like, I hope nobody treats their daughters like this. You had sex with me. You got what you wanted. And now you're just making up shit. Like literally, like I popped off.
If this motherfucker didn't want you, he would not have let you into his house and stay the night. You could have did all kinds of shit in his house. This motherfucker laid down, went to sleep next to you and did not touch you? Whoo, girl, stop it. And what you thought, I bet you this is what you thought. Because you just said you went off on him. Let me give him the pussy and he gonna fall for the pussy. And I ain't got to do nothing else. I ain't got to cook. I ain't got to clean. I ain't got to do a motherfucking thing. I'd have had a Nigerian meal sitting on the table when he walked in. I'd have texted him before. Hey, hon, can you text me before you get off work? I mean, I just want to make sure that our schedules are lined up. When he walked through the door, I'd have been in a motherfucking cooking robe with a goddamn negligee, cooking his favorite Nigerian meal. Make it make motherfucking sense. And some high heels. Saying, we gonna eat dinner as soon as possible, honey. That food that you just brought, that takeout, don't worry about that. We'll eat that some other day. But we finna eat this. Whoo! Make it make sense.
And I regret having done that. He was still going back and forth with me a little bit, trying to say like he doesn't need to, manipulate women for sex. Like women are all, which is true. It's true. But I was just.
But you thought your pussy was the thing. He's not in love with you, so the pussy is just another pussy, lady. You have to make him fall in love with you if that's the case. He was trying to give you the opportunity. He was trying to give you the leeway to convince him that you would be the one. But you fumbled the ball. And you still don't understand where you fucked up at.
Just mad, and I was just saying shit. So my question is, girl, I apologize because my therapist is male, and so my therapist was like, girl, you're tripping. So I was just like, telling him stuff. He was like, well, what would it feel like to, tell him? So I like sent him an apology text, like, I'm sorry for saying all of that. I should have never brought up his daughters ever. And like, whatever. So I sent that, but I didn't hear from him. And so I'm wondering if I should like call him or if I should just drop it.
You should drop it.
Okay.
Yeah, you should drop it. That's my advice too. Because you only get one time to make a good impression. That's the first impression. Okay? You notice what I said when I told you what a heathen queen would do. I'd have gave him some eye candy. I'd have fed him, made him comfortable, rubbed on something, did something. Run him a warm bath. I got you a warm bath upstairs. Oh, well, shit, I normally don't take a bath. Yeah, well, this will help you relax, right? Do something. Made sure my ass was washed. Made sure my makeup was flawless. Hair flawless. House clean. All of these things. She didn't take the time to do none of that. Sex is good, but that ain't gonna keep no man. You need to do the basic. He told you what he wanted. Food, taking care of his house, doing this, that, and the third, but you didn't want to do none of that. You just was thinking about yourself. You reap what you sow. Just fumble the ball.
Okay. It's time to move on, and you could take it like as a learning experience. I'm not gonna say a learning lesson, but a learning experience. And a man like that, I think men who are wealthy, men who have a lot of money, are very particular. I'm not gonna say all, but I'm gonna say most. Some of them, I'm not gonna say all of them, may want you to be up before they get up. So he may want you to get out the bed before he gets out the bed, done up, hair done, worked out, completed, breakfast on the stove, to perfection. He doesn't want to see you comfortable in the first 6 days.
That's the whole point. The whole point was her shit should have been on point from day one. You jump the fuck out of the bed, you full-fledged, looking good, hair done, nails done, all of that shit. Before he wake up, I want to see something nice when I wake up. I want to see something nice when I come in the door. I want to smell some good food, smell some good pussy, all of that. What the hell? You don't understand gold digging 101. Because this is what it is. It's a sport. Make this shit make sense. And then she wondered, should I reach out and touch him? Hell no. You only get one chance to make a good impression and you fucked up. And I understand it. Maybe you have another opportunity somewhere down the line, but right now he ain't the guy. So you need to get out there and practice your gold digging skills because you sorely lacking in them. I told you, I would have Googled one of these TikTok bitches and I'd have been on top of that shit. And you need to be TikToking all the way around the motherfucking clock until you figure out what you're supposed to do. But for now, you need to get your ass the fuck up off here because you fucked up for the bulk of us. There's not a lot of black men out there that's 1%ers. And you had a shot. And you fucked up. Man, I'm always rooting for the sisters, but y'all, you can't just cause you ask for it don't mean you ready. Get ready. This ain't no game out here. Get ready. If you gonna do the gold digging thing. Make it make sense.